In this video, I will be answering question 5. The patient is due for admission today but is not appearing on the transfer list. So option 1, the incorrect organisation has been selected when scheduling. This has already been answered in question 5, which I will link the video above if you wish to go watch this video. Option 2 is the wrong TCI date and time has been entered when confirming the appointment. This prevents EPR from adding the patient to the transfer list on the correct date. Now, what the EPR system will do is it will run a report the day before the patient is due to come into the hospital, and this report is based on that TCI date and time. So if we've asked the patient to arrive, for example, the evening beforehand, it's the evening beforehand that is the TCI date. So TCI stands for to come in. So it's not the exact procedure date, it is when the patient has been asked to come in. Now this can be easily solved if you have entered the wrong TCI date and time by completing the inpatient elective admission conversation, which I'm about to demonstrate in a second. Now to do this, you will need to be within PM Office, and from the conversation band, I am going to select the inpatient elective admission conversation. Double clicking onto this, it will then load up with a patient search window. And from here, you can then search for the patient. Best practice would be to search for the patient using either the NHS number or the medical record number. In my instance, I am going to search for my patient using the NHS number. Verify in the top right hand corner of the screen that you have located the correct patient, and from the bottom screen, we will need to ensure that we are selecting the correct encounter based on the admission required. So in my case, it is the day case waiting list for Beckett. If you are unsure as to which encounter you should be selecting, you can verify the correct encounter by going back into scheduling appointment book. If you do have your bookshelf open for theatres today, locate the resource. In my case, it's BTO1 and it's Andrea Ashman that I'm wishing to admit. You can double click onto that booking and it will give you a FIN number provided here. Mine ends 805. If you don't have this FIN number in your view, this is a personalisation that you can change by selecting onto one of the column headers and selecting Preferences. Any available column on the left-hand side can be selected and moved across so that it is appearing in your view like so. So this day case waiting list encounter for FIN number ending 805 is the one scheduled for today, and this is the one that I need to admit. So once I've highlighted that, I'm going to go ahead and press OK to this. It will give me a warning asking me to verify if I do wish to admit this patient. Any field that is yellow is a mandatory field, so I've got ethnic category to complete. As this is just a training scenario, I'm going to put other not known. And you will also need to ensure you were validated whether the patient is a legal resident in the UK. This should have already been validated before we get to this stage, but if it has not been validated previously, this can be done so via Summary Care Records, which I will link a video in the top right hand corner of the screen now. For training purposes, I'm going to select Yes Confirmed. Source of admission, I will select usual place of residence, and I will just admit the patient to Ward 10 as we are just using a training scenario at this point. And once all of the yellow mandatory fields has been completed, I'm going to go ahead and press OK. It will give me the option of printing wristbands, etc. Again, I am just training, so I am just going to tick for do not print. And that patient is now fully electively admitted into the hospital. Option 3 is you may have scheduled the procedure after 6 PM, and this means that you've scheduled it after EPR has already run its report. So in this instance, you will need to follow the steps on how to place a manual TCI bed request within PowerChart. To do this, once you have scheduled and confirmed the patient in for their procedure, if you do already have the booking still open within your screen, select the patient in question and the booking you've just made. and you can select the Launch Power Chart icon located at the top of your screen. This will ensure that it not only opens the correct patient, but it will also ensure that it is opening the correct encounter for the intended admission. From here, I'm going to navigate into the Requests and Care Plans, and then ensure I select the Add icon. It is going to give me a warning saying that you are about to place orders for a future encounter. This is because it is in a waiting list status, meaning it has not been admitted yet, which is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and press yes, I do wish to continue for that. And in the search, I'm going to type in TCI bed request, and I can see the order intended there. Based on my access level, it is stating which ordering clinician do I have verbal permission to be doing this for. So I'm going to say I've got verbal permission. That is the only order I'm wanting to place. I'm going to select Done to this. And then you will need to fill in all of the yellow mandatory fields. Once you've filled in all of the yellow mandatory fields, press Sign in the bottom right hand corner, and then ensure you've refreshed your screen once the order's been placed. Now that the order's been placed, the patient will be on the transfer list, ready to be admitted the following morning. Alternatively, if it is already in the morning and the patient is waiting to be admitted, rather than placing a TCI bed request, you can skip straight through to PM office and follow the previous steps demonstrated on how to complete a full inpatient elective admission. Finally, the fourth option is the patient was admitted acutely past midnight and was then sent home and requested to return in the morning. Any admission completed past midnight will automatically remove the patient from the transfer list. So once the patient arrives the following morning, the patient will not be listed, ready for us to complete the inpatient elective admission. Once again, this can be rectified by going into PM office and completing the inpatient elective admission.
Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions relating to any of the processes covered within this video, you can contact any member of the team on the email addresses provided. Alternatively, you can email epr.dqtraining@bthft.nhs.uk. This email account is monitored by the entire EPR training team and it is monitored daily.